In this video, we're gonna be trying to learn all things about Docker registry, the pentesting on our real life scenario. So if you're ready, so let's get it starting fastly. I think it's Docker is too much important things of the cybersecurity. I think it's really important. So we have to be learn it as really cool things. We have to be learn here. And the second things will be if we get a shell from the Docker registry, it will never give me all the host, so it will show important things about the Docker. The first of all, we're gonna be do the pen testing on Docker registry on the web server. Then we are trying to be get a shell here of the container, so this container will never be actually to oh my god, it's really. So let me try to be show it for you. Taxonomy. Great. So that's actually I am talking about is this container they will give me our to be hosting here. So we have to be upgrading it for the shell. So it will really important for us. So if you're ready right now, let's get started. So I got actually really cool to be to machine for us to be here as registry on the hack the box. So it was really cool because we're gonna be learning here all things about this registry. So it was very cool, and we try to be learning something different maybe is of the Docker registry and how we can write, how we can search, and how we can use it Google here. And you know, it's using Google is really important. We can try to be learning at the Google here. Docker is from the 0 to hero actually. So if you're ready, let's go. Great. So what was OpenC? I imagine we'll get it here just as IP addresses. I think we'll be starting here. Mmap scan will really important for us for actually try to be checking here if there any DNS name here for Docker, for example, or any other things will be cool for us. So we're trying to be learning for this. So if we can try to be synopsis of this websiting and for web server, so we can try looking for that. So we just have to be checking for what DNS name they have is over there. So let me checking my nano and etc host. Is there any registry? Yes, it is. So maybe I have to be remove them for 0 to here. So let me go for them again. So it's already is a bit ending here. So after that, all we can try to be learning something. So, for example, you get here the welcome to nginx. Is if you see this page, the nginx server web server successfully installed and working, and something like that for the nginx. So I actually use it for the Docker registry. I use it for Docker registry. It's over here on this hack tricks. It's actually showing me everything about the Docker registry. So we are generally, for example, if we can be try to be pen testing on Docker registry, we'll be using here the 5000. But in this video, we're not gonna be using here any 5000 ports, and it will be to really different ports. Doesn't matter, but it's just generally to be calling on this the 5000 port is generally is the porting used of for Docker registry. So it's the first thing we have to be getting here. Great. So what we have to be do is that the port is 5000, but it's not important, so we can try to analyze here. The easiest way to discover the service running on this get output mmap anyway. Not that, as it is HTTP based service, it can be behind HTTP proxies that want to detect it. Some fingerprints we have to be doing for us. So if you're accessing the dashboard, nothing is returned to the response. If you access here the wall 2, that is the first thing we have to be know about the Docker registry is over here. So this is the first thing. So let me try as a wall 2. But it's nothing funding for us, so it's that means or there's a simple different things. Maybe we have to be get here as to which one is actually different from the 80 port. It will be on the 5000 port, but we have no idea is it working here 5000. But there is enabled connecting, but there is no, that means or there is no 5000 connected here. We cannot try to be go for the 5000 port is over here. So it means we have to be maybe waiting for it's when it's ending it. So after the ending, we will see here now is the etc house. Let me go for one more time, and then you will see here is the first thing is registry.htp, and the second Docker registry.htp you will see in here. So let me create actually to save it on my lab.
So let's try to go HTTPS is the first thing. We have to be enumerate at the docker.registry.htp. It could be like that, right? So it will actually be giving us is nothing here. So it will be important be starting here the burp it. Maybe it will giving us some directory, but it will not. We can try to be manually because we have actually here is a Hactrix node, so it will really useful for us. So let me just go for turn on my burp and try to be sending one more time and get if here is something different. But there is no. We just have to be actually accesses on here. On HTTPS on docker registry.htp and just dashboard, so it will actually not redirect us any directory, so it will really cool. So what we can do here, so in the discovering part, the easiest way to discover the service running on is gather the output of mmap. Anyway, not that, as an HTTP based service, it can be behind HTTP proxy and mmap will not detect it. Some fingerprints we have to be used, I told you before. For example, if you can access this vol2, what is return as? So let me try to be go vol2. And that is really cool. We got here is we are available to get here. This site is asking you sign in. So they are actually protect their registry here with to be username and password. So we have to be maybe cracking it. Maybe we just have to be guessing for default password here. That is really cool. So the first thing we got here, it's which one is important, and this is to docker directory we have to be say. Okay. So as the first thing we are actually be enumerating and discovering this is which one is docker directory. So we can accessing on vol2 if we can access it on dash catalog here, it's which one is important. So maybe we have to be try this, maybe it's not be asking us any username password, but it's not. We have to be do it. Great. So any here for authentication can be used here. I'm just wonder if the docker registry is recurring authentication, you can try brute force attack for using this. So we have to be using here brute force attack for docker and registry. But it was on is for sure on web server is over there. Great. So what we can do is a brute force attacking for docker registry here. Should we use which one is actually be showing us? Let me try to be go open link in new tab, and it's brute force docker registry. Where was it? Is it over here? Can we see it? It's over here. This docker registry. This has to be using like that. It's showing us how we can use it. It's actually using like hydra-l, giving it the user password and the -p with password, giving here this actually to be IP addresses with this port and HTTPS get vol2. That is correct. We have to be use it like here. So we just have to be do for as the same thing as like here is docker. Can we see docker registry.htp? We are not working on this 5000 port here as we're working on the 443. So can we use it? The file is not found. Okay. Where is my simple user.txt? We have to be changed with this. Let's try. There is no simple user.txt. Maybe I have to be installed here. I imagine. Great. It was here, but as we could be here, can we try for the username simple user.txt too? So, or should we install it directly? Maybe. I imagine. Why not? In this brute tags, should we install here brute tags here? Let's do this. It will take a time. I'm just wonder. CD documents and make over here docker pentest. CD go for docker pentesting here. Let me use here git clone to be installed. That is really cool. Right now we can try the hydra here to be changing this one. We can say brute tags, right? Great. So it's back right now. Maybe we have to be changing it the same one to here. this bird tags is wordless simple user.txt. So it will actually be showing us if there's username and password list, try for as a which one as into here as a password list, and then to be into here the user list here. So let me checking for, I'm just wondering about what was in the password list. Great. So the first of all, it's try for as a simple password list here, I imagine. Maybe we can add here something different. For example, let me go bird tags and go for wordless and sublime tags. Okay, should we go here wordless one more time? Okay, sublime tags and the password list we can try. Or is there any password list more? I just want to be using here password medium.txt, for example. Password medium.txt, is it more cool? I imagine. I think it's so. Let's use that. So we have to be try to be learning here. First of all, is which the password is we have to be used. That is really important. Is that I want to be using here password medium.txt. So let's try this. If we can imagine here, there is a which one is username, is which one is a password for that. Okay. So we have to be try here for the username password, try to be cracking it, and that is actually or the second things. Then yes, okay, it worked in here, and we got the username and the password for registry. As the username is here is admin, and this password is equal to admin2. So they are protect their Docker with admin and admin and username and password. So let me try here admin and admin. Then great. Okay, we are available to be get into here, and it will showing us at this wall to catalog, and it's showing us bold image. So right now we can try to be go for or Docker registry the back, and try more for enumeration for this. So we discovering that which one is working, then we can try to be enumerating is on over here. Great. So it's actually, I love this. Also, you can try it manually on your web server is over there. So, but if you don't want to be do this, you can try your one with the curl. I generally use it for curl, so I'm gonna be using here for the curl here. So let me using for the curl. That will be really cool for us, I imagine. So the first of all, with this username and password, so it's not for username and password, I imagine. So which one is over here? Yes, is over there. So we have to be using that. I'm just want to be using for that. The username and password is work here. So what we can try, just have to be try here. Great. So this is actually be manually things we can try here, I imagine. So we have to be just using here the curl, right? And then is over there. Let me checking for you, and let me checking for you again. Is like here, and curl dash key. Okay, dash u. I think it's giving us this username and password has to be going here, and our username is admin and the password is admin is over here. So after that, we can try HTTPS this, and then our domain is Docker registry HTTP on the vol2 and dash underscore and catalog. Let me try, and then okay, it worked. So we are available to be get here. They are repositories, so we can try to be to enumerating with this with bold image. So I'm just wonder actually what actually after that what we can try here, and can we try to be enumerating it with this bold image. So should we using here with the same things as bold and image. The page not font we got here because it's not working like that. It's not correct one. So what we actually got here after that all. So for example, enumeration using curl is over here. For example, if we are enumerating with curl-s and give it your domain with vol2 and underscore catalog, after that, if you get here your repositories, after that you have to be using here tags and lists. it's just if it's work you have to be doing here. So let me try as the same thing with curl. Great. I give the Ubuntu here as a ball image is for sure, but as the things here have to be to remove it here to underscore catalog, because this catalog is just giving us the repositories. So right now we can try to be used for the repositories name is the here for the cataloging here underscore, what I told you did it before, and we have to be just try tags and lists. Great, so it's giving us as a tags and list as a cool things after that. So as it work, and it's giving us our tags is here is latest. So is latest actually is not to be unusual things here. They are usually actually be using here the latest as also. For example, you if checking here with this tags with this is after that all they're using for the tags with manifest and latest. So let's try this. Curl. Okay, so let me actually be zoom in for you one more time. Okay, we have to be using it. Then tags list we're not gonna be work. So let's try with for coming here for this all manifest and latest. Great, so we are available to be enumerating there to Docker registry is over here, and we got here too many information from their Docker registry is like that. That's what's actually we're talking about here. That is really cool, and we can try to be enumerating it with the curl dash key and the latest here. So let me actually be this was the most important maybe the command of or this on this video, because it will giving us so much blob. And there's something different information. If it's important we can try to be enumerate, but if it's not there's no need to be enumerating here or searching for them, so for something different for it. So let's try, for example, can we try here, I'm just Wanda. So let me zoom in here one more time for you. So go for cd home elite documents and Docker Pentesting. Is it zoom out needed here? I think so. For example, what actually did here after that? So we are available to get this also here. So I'm just wondering what is that? It's downloading here one of the previously listed of blobs is over here. So maybe is it important for to be getting here installed with the blobs here. They're actually using here the same things with this blob here, and then save it as the blob 1 and tar, but it will not always gonna be work. It will not always gonna be work. I'm gonna be show is this most important things here. So let me show you how we can do it with manually. I love manual things. So we have to be use the same thing as like that, right? So we got here from the bolt and image. So is the bolt image as giving us some blob some here. So we can try to be install it on our Kali Linux machine. So how we can do that? That is the important things of this video. So we just have to be go for the bolt image first things. After that you can try to be go for blobs, and the second things you have to be go. So it's actually we are trying to be enumerating here the blobs is over here. So it's the second things we have to be know it about it. So which actually blob some you want to be installing here, you have to be give it there the hash type, and without hash type their hash. So that means you have to be just come over here and the copy this hash is like that. So it will giving you is really cool things, and this copy is as over here, and this giving here this to your check is like that. So as in, please do not actually forget about adding here the quotation mark will be which one is important, and then you can now try to give it for the which file you want to be give it. For example, I want to be give it like to give it as the same name as like that, and give it your tar and gunzip is over here. Then great. Okay, we're available to be installed there. This blobs tar and gunzip is over here, so we can try as the file for this, and then it will giving us as SCI as tags. So if we can try to be gunzip it and for the tar, and it will showing us some important idea from their container. So if you can using here tar and z as it is z xf and give this of the tar1zip file as error is not in giz file. Am I doing something wrong? I don't think so. It's because it's what we actually be giving here. It's tar as sci tags. I imagine that is this this is not important things here, so maybe we have to be remove it and then do it what we have to be do before. Maybe has to be using here dash key and dash s will be important. Dash user is another things I actually use it for this. Admin and admin we can try. Has to be given here is the same thing what we actually got before. Okay, http docker dot registry dot http and the wall 2 bolt image as you know, and blobs, and it's the same thing what has to be got here before with this, I imagine. Okay, so as is save it as with their hash name. Now without this hash type, just save it as with their hash name and then tar and gun zip. Okay, so I can do that one more time. It's JSON tags data, it's showing us me. So if I'm gonna be tar as error is not recoverable. So what is wrong here? I cannot get it yet. So we are doing something wrong maybe. And remove it. Okay, is a curl maybe one more time we can try to be use it. Should we add in here maybe the HTTPS? I imagine. I know we were gonna be try HTTPS and then ls and file is JSON text data. It's showing us as here as one more time. So maybe it has to be changing or what we have to be do here. So maybe should we try it first of all? Is it here to be enumerating using Docker? Am I have Docker here? I have Docker, but I don't want to be use Docker actually. It's not cool with using it Docker because I want to do what we actually want to be doing here with manually, I imagine. So it will be more available for us and it will be more cool. We can available to be get here everything is what we got before, as the manual things will improve our skills. So let's actually be using here. Can we use it here for Docker fetch here to downloading all blobs? So let me searching for that Docker fetch, and is that this one what I'm actually be using before? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Docker fetch. It could be. Okay. Is it cool with this one? Maybe. Okay, let me go for Docker fetch. So can we actually install it for getting here for all Docker blobs of this websiting on this, I mean of the web server. So let me go for Docker fetch, clear it. Should we use it for the Docker patch here? That is correct. So shall we use it as Python 3 or no, as Python, right? No, it's Python 2.7. Yes, we have to be use it like that, and then has to be given this how we can use is to be giving here -u for URL and HTTP maybe has to be given here. After that we can try giving here credential admin and admin at docker.registry.htp. Great. So is it gonna be work? Which one is working here? The wrong one. I don't get it. Is Docker image fetch the shoe? Okay, is it has to be changing here credential? I imagine. So which repo will you be to download, or repo name is bold image? I imagine. Which tag would you downloading here? Is it was latest if you remember. Give a directory name. We can say blobs. Okay, downloading blobs right now for us, I think. So let me check it for that. cd home, elite documents, and docker, pentesting, and go for docker page. And this blobs is over here. So we can go for blobs here, and there is too many blobs as for us, so we can try to be anything down with tar and zip. Maybe we just have to be waiting for when it's ending. It will take a time. Is it actually showing us to here the Docker fetch? Is it manually? Okay, it's actually using us the Docker registry grabber here. As look like same thing for it for all. Anyway, we are available at it here for all blobs as they are looking like that. Great, so we actually using here for animating using Docker registry grabber, but we didn't use here any grabber. We use here Docker image fetch. That was to I think more cool. You can use it that and use it that. It doesn't matter what you want to be do this here. I mean, which one you want to be used there? Actually, I'm talking about. As how many Docker registry it will be installing here. I'm just wonder. Kalmasın yerde gözyaşımı siliyor. Okay, I think these are installing successfully here. So we can go for blobs. So there's too many things we got actually. Is it ending? I'm just wondering. Which one is F4? Is F4 is over here. It means it's ending successfully. Maybe let's try to be waiting for the completing it successfully to be installing all the files into the blob. I don't know. Mecbur ayrılığının yasını, kalıver ağrıların enhasını. Olmasın yerde gözyaşımı geliyor. Gel sarıla sarıla uyut. Okay, it's ending now. We can try to be manipulating them. So what I can actually use it for to be on concept them wall. We can try as for the holds to be important things. Is it ending? So maybe we have to be go back to be manipulating them. So we have to be use it for them all. So cat blobs. I mean for blobs is all things, or we have to be good with this one. Is tar and gunzip, all the things here, I imagine. Then tar then dash x z f dash and dash s. I imagine, I remember. Well, let me check for. We can ask us ChatGPT. Doesn't matter. Is there something wrong? So let me ask in for the ChatGPT for this. It will giving us, I think, is correct things here. Okay, we have to be make the refresh that was corrected here. Great, so we can available go for a fast, and yes, okay, we are in now. We are installing their system, but just for container. It's not from to be hosted here. You have to be guided for that. It's not from to host, it's from container. So we're available get them all the things. So for example, we can go for here the var and go for here w and go for HTML. So we can available to get their index HTML and sending that shell here, and everything is about them. So we can go back here. So for example, go for here the mail and then get them. If there's a mail here, we can try to be and I'm waiting for it. So as of right now, I think it's not needed for it. So we have to look for maybe something different. Is maybe it's ending here because we are available to be downloading their container is over here successfully, as you know. Great. So as a TMP is look like different, I think. So we can go for TMP. Okay, there is nothing for us. So can we go for lock? Let me go for lock. Okay, there is something different we can get actually for lock, and which for lock is here as last lock, nothing here, and then fail lock is something not important actually giving us. I imagine it's not important, so we cannot showing them for it. Great. Anyway, so what we can do now, should we do is it something different with is this first way. Okay, we are available to be got here the first way here. How was it possible as the first one we got here for the get it all things about it to be chatting here. It was the first step and actually is the first way after the installing all Docker registry. So we are available to be got here with tar. It was like a tar, right? So let me show you. Fuck it. Okay. That is correct. We actually use it here cat. So after that on the tar and guns of them, we were available to be got here. So for all things about this. That is really cool. So let me check in for the second way. We are available to be got into here the container, and then right now is looking for this the same thing as with Docker. So what we're actually using here is enumerating using Docker here, and it's a second way. So let me check in here. or as a second way we can say, and so we can try to be using here Docker. So how we actually be using here Docker here, I imagine. Okay. Can we use here the Docker directly? So let me go for back and back. So we can try Docker Pentest 2. So let me go for Docker Pentest 2 here, and let's use Docker directly. What the fuck? Docker, and what we have to be using here, pull, right? And then Docker .registry.htp and bolt and image. So error response for daemon get https record del tcp locker docker and is not such host. So is there no host? So maybe we have to be tried something different. It's important things here how we can try by enumerating. I don't know. Maybe they are ending here the video. I'm not sure. There is no Docker. Docker registry.htp. Yes, that's correct. As its common name sense instead for is it for certificate? Okay. So it has to be using your certificate is more important. Alright. So should we use here Docker login for docker.registry.htp. Username is admin and password is admin, as you know. Is it something certificate problem here we got? So how we can actually be to be solving it? I don't know. Let me use nano etc and docker here and daemon.json. Is it here or in second risk right? I mean, so there's nothing look like wrong, I imagine. Maybe we can use another method to here. I don't know. So let me check for Docker history. Can we use it? So is it available good as again history? For this Docker, I imagine. Should we using here maybe is which one is different, as like Docker pull does not look like useful for us. To Docker pull I didn't like it. I never be using it actually, but we can try to be use it for that. So is there maybe another things on here? Is that like install? Have fun. Where is it? Is there any installing things for us maybe? cdfs, let me go. I don't think so. Maybe should we use a Hugo Buster? Maybe it has to be installed here something different as the on 80 port. Should we use it here the 80 port? Docker registry is working. I don't know. So actually, can we go for another things as like HTTPS registry .htp. So maybe great idea of starting here, go buster. Dash we user share this the buster directory list. Is there anything? Maybe we actually escape it for that. Okay, maybe we has to be using key this wrong way. That's cool. Okay, it has to be used like that. Is it that something has to be installing? And yes, okay, there is something different we got. Okay, install is already finding here. So can we install this here? Nope. Can't we install? Sorry. Is it needed to be certificate? Okay. Let me try. What the fuck, bro? Go fuck your home. Okay, it's just giving an index and HTML. What the fuck? So we'll index at HTML to install and turret. Great, it's actually giving us some certificate file here. What the fuck? Great. That is really cool. So right now we can try ascat here. And then to be for install the same things maybe giving out. I'm not sure. So cat as readme private docker registry. Okay, so maybe it has to be adding in this one as over here user local share and say certificates. It's not XP, it's CP. I mean it's copy. Great. So can we use here updating for SA certificates. Great, it's done successfully. So can we use it here docker pull again. Is it same error again here? Ball image. Okay, maybe it has to be service docker restaurant. I don't know. Same error. Maybe it has to be using your docker login. Will be a great idea. As the same the certificate error, bro. What the fuck? After that all, it's actually be here. It's installing there's some container. So what the fuck, bro? It's not needed. So we got here container. So we are in. So there is a container we got. It's over here. I mean, you can go for anything if you want. So we are available to get here their container. So after that, we can available to be get here to forward. I mean, you know, to be into here to be their host. So that's I think is what actually want to be here. Thank you for watching this video.